Our granddaughter is having a destination wedding, but my husband isn't doing anything to have a passport. We got to send him over there. Take a bowl. Been married to my second husband for 27 years. He has 2 kids who I really like and get along with. Our daughter has 4 daughters who are a bit spoiled. That's a lot of that's a lot
too
of
many daughters to spoil.
That's a lot of calves. That's a lot of calves.
That's a lot of cattle.
I made sure to give the granddaughters nice presents for their graduation gifts, and I've always been the nice step grandma who's pretty much ignored by the grandkids. My husband does 0 work on any gift giving or travel arranging when they have attended any of their events. That's left up to me. By the way,
that's a red flag. That's a
red flag?
Is that not a red flag? Yeah, not giving any like presents or anything.
No travel arrangements whatsoever. Whoa, wait a second. Are you seeing what we're seeing right now? Honestly, we're about to get the red flag on these platforms because that is spicy bull riding if I have ever seen it in my life.
I feel like I'm getting it. I feel like getting it.
By the way, this comes from FarCup 9063. If you want to send your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime subreddits. So, you ready for the rest of this story, Sammy? How you doing?
I'm ready.
All right.
Riding with you, John.
We attended the weddings of the first 2 granddaughters, both of which are 3 hours away. I attended the trip, bought and wrapped the gifts, and bought the cards. We attended the event, and I was again the nice step grandma who was pretty much ignored by the grandkids. About 4 months ago, we received a save the date card letting us know that the 3rd granddaughter will be getting married in another country in mid-2025. A lot of granddaughters, a lot of them are getting married.
Granddaughters, a lot of weddings. That's expensive.
Oh, yeah. Now, I have a passport, but my husband does not. I told him we'll need to get a passport to attend this. But guess what, Sam?
What?
He's done nothing.
He's done nothing. Of course. I mean, he's dead weight.
That's
he's
right.
Married to this guy. This guy's.
He's. So, a few weeks ago, I asked if he really wanted to go to this wedding, and he said yes. I went online to see what he needed to get that passport. One item was the date of the divorce from his previous wife. So I had been looking at airline flights and tickets that would have cost around $2,000 for the both of us. The hotel is $1,000 in all-inclusive place, so $3,000 total. The invite for the wedding is taped on the front of the fridge, and I am not going to bring this up again. We're at the last straw. I will let him know that if he actually gets off his butt and gets his passport, I will make travel arrangements. Before we get into this edit, Sam, do we go ahead and divorce the husband or not? Do we buck him off marriage row here?
I don't think we buck him off yet.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that he's not investing at all in the relationship means like there's bigger problems underneath the surface.
You know what? That's a great point.
Yeah. And so I think it's a red flag for sure.
I forgot to mention that the wedding is on a Wednesday. Can you believe that?
I cannot. That's hump day.
That means that we would have to fly out Tuesday and fly back Thursday. I cannot believe she chose Wednesday for her wedding day, an international wedding on a Wednesday. That is low-key very crazy.
Let's hit it. Let's
get back into this
story.
So, edit/update. Hey, everyone. Thanks for all the interesting comments. As you can tell, there's more going on than just the wedding. I will be sure to post an update when he completely fails to do anything to go to the wedding, and therefore we don't go. Comments, some relevant comments. Tell the relevant daughter, that the one getting married, that her dad doesn't have a passport, and at present he decided not to apply for one. You just want to give her a heads up so she's aware of the situation. True. As you would like her daughter to be disappointed. You tried to help him fill out the forms, but when it got to the divorce date bit, he just decided that he just wasn't going to continue. If you don't have a relationship with her, then to be honest, not your problem, not your monkey's. He's not a baby or severely disabled, ergo he has to apply for his own passport. Okay?
Yeah, do it yourself. Come on.
Do it. Also, I don't know what the laws are where you are, lol, but have you seen proof that he's divorced? Is he actually divorced yet? Is that why he doesn't want to dive into this whole divorce date issue?
No way.
Because, fine, I have no idea what date my divorce went through, but I do have the printed out paperwork in my drawer and I just look it up. That does seem like a very, very easy thing to find.
Really quick. So
yes, sir.
So who is maybe not divorced?
There's OP and her husband, right? He had a past marriage, a past divorce. When they were going in the process to, get the passport so he can make it to his daughter's wedding, he gets to the point where it says fill in your divorce date, part of all of the legal paperwork. He's like, oh, I'm not doing it.
So he may not be divorced. He might just be like separated or something.
And he doesn't want OP to find out. So he's just like, it's too much. It's not worth it. I'm whatever.
Oh, wow. This is uncovering some intrigue. That's for sure.
Which is also crazy. Like, do the daughters know? The daughter that's getting married, does she know?
I mean, they're definitely separated, but it's weird.
It opens up a lot of stuff. So this is some bizarre avoidance, lol, and it would give me the willies, not gonna lie. Comment number 2 says, what I don't understand is why you are bending over backwards for kids who who don't appreciate you, and a husband who is too lazy to appreciate his own children. Big facts. Nobody else cares. Why should you? Time to drop everything else and focus on finding a backbone.
Yeah, make that backbone no longer a noodle.
Oh, yeah.
Make it strong.
To which OP replies, haha, yeah, I have a backbone, but I also have
A huge heart on.
huge heart for my husband. Had to put a hat over heart. It's a customary protocol over here. I have no problem telling others to F off, and I've always been tough. I think this is the turning point where I am totally done making any arrangements to make things easier on him. And we do have a big, juicy update. We're not even halfway through
Big
the
and
story.
juicy. I feel like
he
it's
actually divorced?
incredibly suspicious.
Because,
I
like,
think it's incredibly suspicious.
why would he stop? This is literally his own daughter. Granted, he's had 3 other daughters who have already been married, but this is it's still your daughter's wedding. Like, you're not missing that.
You can't miss. And also, if you went to all the other daughters' weddings and like just like red flag on red flags.
Yeah. Something is fishy here. If it's not that, it's something else, and you know it's not good. To all of you who commented before, thanks. This is the update, and I know I'm setting myself up to get knocked about, but this is Reddit after all. So, some couple points. I saw the divorce decree from his prior wife, so he is indeed divorced, and he and I are legally married.
Okay.
I didn't even think about that, so that, like, what would their marriage would have meant, but
It would have been annulled. Yeah, it would have been, yeah.
since that post, I have told him he needs to engage in the cleaning and taking care of things around the house. He is now responsible for one bathroom, and I'm responsible for the other. He actually pointed out a cleaning method to me, and I said, great, do whatever you like. He has been frustrated by the new order around here and continues to do as little as possible. I have tried to remain cheerful and positive. His daughter called to confirm we are coming. He said, of course, and later asked me, we are going, right? I said, when you get your passport, I will make the reservations. He looked dumbstruck. I told him the application has been sitting right where I told him it was, and he denied ever hearing me saying that. He started working on the application. He then asked me if he had a birth certificate. I told him, I assume so because you were born. He asked where it was, and I told him, I have no idea. Figure it out. He was getting frustrated. I went and fetched it from the files and angrily told him, here it is, and you can take care of this from now on. Yes, I spoke angrily. Yes, I slammed it on the table. He flipped out and threw a plastic bottle of salad dressing into the kitchen, and it broke and splattered all over the cabinets.
He just gets worse and worse.
You are you know what?
It's a red flag. Red flag right here.
And it's no wonder you have a birth certificate because you are definitely a baby.
You're a big old baby.
You were born and you just stayed
a baby.
Wow. Like the mature adults we are, the rest of the day we spent in silence. I went into my office and he was again glued to the dang political news on the TV, just like he has been for years. He eventually cleaned up the mess in the kitchen. Do I smell a second divorce in the making?
It smells good. It smells good.
Smells delicious.
Smells like a little divorce.
So I refused to cook for him. Will not do any of his laundry. I had just changed the sheets on the bed, and I bet they are still there this time next year. I take up residence in the extra bedroom and my office, which are on one side of the house. Dude, it's just getting worse. I am not sure what will come of this, but I wish the divorce from his prior wife had never been finalized. I would have now been free. Financially, we are kind of stuck together, but I will work towards getting unstuck.
Oh, so OP maybe is getting ready to sign those divorce papers.
She's plotting.
She's plotting.
She's scheming.
Yeah.
Papers.
And she's trying to make it happen.
She's just riding the bull until she can get off gracefully.
Oh, God. But we got some relevant comments. Commenter number 1, I assume so because you were born. Perfect. Update me about if he gets it together in time to get his passport. I think someone mentioned in your previous post or something about maybe telling the bride that he hasn't gotten his passport. If you're on decent terms with her, you might want to mention it to her anyways. If nothing else, her getting him on might jumpstart him more than anything you do. Other than that, I wouldn't do anything. Good luck. Enjoy your trip with or without him. To which OP replies, the bride has been informed of the situation because his daughter texted me later and I filter in about the actual obstacle. She and I are in great terms, love her, and I told her no matter what happens, I will get the bride a beautiful gift.
That's nice.
Yeah, so at least they have a connection, unlike her and
good old
father.
Poppy. Yeah.
Golly. Another reply, you should go even if he is left home due to his own stupidity. That would be...
He misses his own daughter's wedding while you go.
Yeah.
kind of like sweet justice almost, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And we have update number 2, the final update.
The final countdown. I mean, I think if I had a prediction,
Yes,
it would be that she divorces him. She goes to the wedding. He is alone at home, and all of his children hate him. That's my prediction.
I think that's where we're headed.
And maybe justified for being such a booby hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder he got the first divorce.
Mm-hmm.
He's about to get the second.
About to get the second.
Update number 2. Again, I want to thank all of you who posted with helpful comments. They really helped me work through these issues, and we have made positive progress on so many fronts. He obtained all the necessary information for the passport application and completed it.
Oh, he turned around. He did one thing.
He's done one thing.
He's done one thing.
He's filled out a form.
Yeah. I mean,
Those forms are annoying.
Forms are annoying, but like he's done the least. He's no good.
He did ask for my assistance setting up an appointment at the post office to have his picture taken and submit his application. It had to be done online, and doing anything through their website is wonky, so we are going to the post office this morning. I don't like that. I would have been like, hey, just do this one thing on your own. He treats her like his assistant. Come on, bro. Come on.
Yeah. And I mean, he's just also a bad boss too.
Dude.
He's treating her assistant, and he's just terrible.
By the way, you know what's not the worst on every front is the best on every front?
What?
On Apple, Spotify, your favorite podcast apps. We have full episodes with stories just like this. Thousands of them. Thousands.
Literally thousands.
So go there, put in OK Story Time, and listen to your heart's content. But let's get into the last part of the story. We've also had some polite, mature discussions about him doing his laundry, which he has done, and that we need to equally share the workload of the house. He had to do the grocery shopping by himself last week because I refused to go. I like it. He managed to wash a load of whites, even used bleach without destroying any clothes. Look at him. He's getting there.
Wow. He's done the bare minimum.
He's done 2 things.
Congrats.
Wow. He has been doing the dishes and made loaded nachos for us this weekend. Granted, it's still not 50-50 yet, but I believe we will get there. So, as soon as I'm done with this update, I'm going to make our resort and plane reservations. Looks like it's a go. I'm going to text his daughter that it actually looks like we're going to be able to go out and celebrate with everyone.
Opie has too much faith.
Opie has too much faith.
Too much faith.
I also Opie's kind of flip-flop. She was like, I'm going to prepare everything so I can get financially unstuck. She was literally, preparing to separate your finances is a huge undergoing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it seemed like she was preparing to separate fully.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, even if it's just the finances, but like when you're doing that, you're not doing it for kicks and giggles.
Yeah.
Well, we got some relevant comments.
Okay.
Comment number 1, great work. However, I strongly advise you being wary of any backsliding. Not one thing. Another commenter says this, and remember, he could have done all of this at any time. He knew how. He simply chose not to because it made things easier for him, and that was more important than how you felt or how it affected your life. And that is the end of that story.
You know what that story makes me feel like?
What does it make you feel like?
It makes me feel like we just went in a circle. You know, it's like there was about to be this moment of, oh, she's going to do it. She's going to get out of this situation where this guy is literally doing nothing. And then she's just like, oh, you did the laundry.
That's enough, right?
Did the laundry.
It's not like I literally do everything else and you treat me like a maid.
He literally threw and broke something at her.
Yes.
Do we not remember that? Are we just going to ignore that?
We
She was
shouldn't.
about to not go to one of his daughter's weddings.
Could any of us here imagine ever throwing a bottle of dressing because
No.
they were frustrated in an argument with their partner?
Never. That's crazy.
Literally never.
That is for sure at least serious talk, but the people end relationships over that.
Yeah, I think that this should be a case of like you need some sort of like maybe it's like a anger management like therapy plus
Jesus.
like an anger management person specifically, and then going from there and maybe even being clued in with the therapist or something. But
I hope OP eventually sees the light